guys, let's talk about the key points that you want to look for inside of any program you do. Now, with that said, if you are looking for more advanced, hey guys, all right, let's talk about the points that you want to look for inside of any program that you participate in for weight loss, but more importantly, learning how to sustain that weight loss. I obviously offer all of this stuff inside of my program, which you can find the link below here. It's only a $49 program, self-guided program that teaches you all of this stuff, how to figure calories, how to lose the weight, and then how to get to maintenance calories without putting the weight back on. My link to my ebook is also down below as well, where you can get a bunch of good information for free. But let's get into it. Okay, again, I don't care if you are vegetarian, vegan, keto, paleo, whatever it is. I don't have any likes or dislikes for any particular type of nutrition program. What I don't care for are the programs that demonize certain macro or micronutrients, okay? When you're in a weight loss phase, it's always calories in versus calories out, okay? Low carb is not magic. It is not gonna drop weight, or being low carb is not the magic part that makes you lose weight. If being low carbs helps you to reduce your overall calorie intake for the day, then that's fantastic. Be low carb, but you have to realize at the end of the day, it is calories in versus calories out, okay? Same thing with intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting does not equal fat loss. If eating in a fasting block, or a 16-hour fast, 8-hour window of eating, or however you want to break it down, again, overall helps you to reduce your calorie intake for the day, that's fantastic. So that's why I don't care what your preference is when it comes to that, but there are key components that need to be a part of every program that you participate in, and realizing that at the end of the day, it's calories in versus calories out. No matter your food preference, your nutrition plan, the program that you choose, none of that matters. It's calories in, calories out. Okay, now that I've said that it's CICO, calories in, calories out, let's get started, just in case you didn't catch that, calories in, calories out. Anyways, okay, all right, so best plan for weight loss, and I hate even honestly saying weight loss. Let me just mark that out. It's fat loss. We don't want to just say weight. We want to lose body fat, right? We want to reduce our body fat. We want to maintain as much lean muscle mass as possible and reduce our body fat. The more muscle mass we have, the higher our metabolism is. So the goal is always to build muscle and lose fat, right? Okay, so in order to be in a fat loss phase, you have to be in a calorie deficit, as I've said 13 times prior in this video. Calories in versus calories out. So again, I don't care if you're keto, paleo, vegetarian, whatever it may be, intermittent fasting, I don't even know. I don't even know some of the crazy diets that are out there these days. None of that matters, as long as whatever tools you're using or plan you're using is successful and helping you to be in a calorie deficit, okay? Number 2 is protein. It needs to be high protein, okay? And these two kind of go together, protein and workouts, all right? Especially when it comes to fat loss. We can be in a calorie deficit and actually lose weight, but increase body fat. And how does that happen? Which is what we don't want to happen. But how that happens is, 1, not having enough protein in our diet to preserve the muscle mass that we currently have. 2, not doing the right workouts to stimulate muscle growth or preserve the muscle mass that we have, okay? So it's very, very important when you're in a calorie deficit, you have enough protein coming in to preserve the amount of lean muscle mass that you currently have on your body, okay? Because what happens when we go in a weight loss phase, muscle tissue is very expensive for the body to hang on to. So if we are not sending the signals to the brain by 1, picking up heavy weights and telling our body that we need to maintain that muscle mass so that we are efficient at picking up the weights. 2, having the protein coming in, the nutrition coming in for the body to use and maintain that muscle tissue, our body is gonna break down that muscle tissue, okay? It's much easier to break down a gram of protein than it is a gram of fat. So your body's always gonna go after that muscle tissue. So it's very, very important, if I haven't said it enough, during a calorie deficit, you are getting enough protein in and your workouts require or have weights in them, not cardio, weights, okay? Cardio actually breaks down muscle tissue as well. So that's why if you see somebody that's doing a restrictive calorie diet and a lot of cardio, they may lose the weight, but I would put money on it within 3, 4, 6 months, they're putting that weight back on. And that's because they burnt up their muscle tissue and they decreased their metabolism. So I'm not saying not to do cardio, but your main source of exercise should be resistance training. You need to send that signal to the brain to stimulate muscle growth and maintain muscle tissue, okay? All right, so there is that. Number 4 is water. You need to be consuming enough water, okay? I like my clients at a minimum of 1 gallon a day. That's females. Males, I typically like them closer to 200 ounces a day. Why? Water is crucial, 1, for improving our gut health, 2, for our muscle recovery when we're doing these workouts, 3, so that we're hydrated and our energy levels are good. It helps to reduce body or brain fog. Your skin will look better. You will feel a ton better if you are properly hydrated. Water is used in everything in our body, so we need to be providing enough water so that our body can operate optimally, okay? 5, carbs and fats, okay? This is what I was discussing earlier. I am not a fan of demonizing any particular group because at the end of the day, it's what, guys? Calories in versus calories out, okay? It doesn't matter if you're low fat, high carb. If you're high carb, low fat, it does not matter. What matters is calories in versus calories out, okay? Carbs and fats, what I look at the most is the type of exercise that my client does. If you do a high glycogen dominant exercise, well, I'm gonna load you up on carbohydrates and pull back on the fats a little bit, okay? Because carbs are an excellent fuel source, all right? If you're sleeping crappy, you can increase your carbs and I guarantee you'll sleep better. But if you do CrossFit, a high intensity type workout at one of these boutique gyms, if you're pushing a lot of weights like what I do, you need carbs, okay? Carbs is what's going to fuel your workouts. Carbs do not make you fat, guys. They do not make you fat. What makes you fat is eating more than what you burn, okay? Calories in versus calories out. All right, meal timing and frequency. So this is just something to use when you're in a calorie deficit because being in a calorie deficit sucks. It's not fun, right? But having fun all the time and being in a calorie surplus is what got you to the point where you put some weight on and now we need to drop it. So it's gotta be a give and take. You gotta do a little hard work to get to the goal, right? So meal timing and frequency. So when I have a client and we're doing a calorie deficit period or a cut as I call it, we talk about eating every 3 to 4 hours, okay? This keeps you from being ravenous. So if I just had breakfast and then I had a really busy day and I didn't eat till dinner and I sit down, I am going to be so hungry that I'm likely going to overeat, okay? So if you take time and put some effort into planning and prepping your meals throughout the day, 1, it helps to keep our insulin levels regulated, which helps to reduce those ravenous feelings, basically, okay? So if you can eat every 3 to 4 hours, a good source of protein, some veggies, a starchy carb, every 3 to 4 hours, it's going to suck a lot less. You're gonna feel better and you're gonna be more adherent and consistent to your program if you take some time to plan and prepare, okay? And then last, how to be less hangry is eating your protein, guys. Getting your protein in, getting good sources of fat. Protein is very satiating because it's very hard or harder for the body to break it down versus a carbohydrate, which is very easy for the body to break down. So when it takes longer for a nutrient to break down, it's going to leave you feeling full longer, all right? So again, if anything, to keep you from being less hangry, less irritable, to make it suck less, get your protein in, folks. Get your protein in, get your water in. I promise you it will suck less if you do those things. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you take this to heart and take these factors into consideration, whatever nutrition plan it is that you decide to go on. By picking up these good habits and using these even when you're in your weight loss phase and then carrying them over when you're in your maintenance phase is what's gonna make weight loss sustainable, all right? So just adding these things in can make a huge huge difference. So I hope this is helpful. If this is helpful, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel. The more subscriptions I get, the more thumbs up I get, the more videos I can create for you guys to provide content that is hopefully helping you, and to stop crash dieting, stop doing the fad dietings, start working on lifestyle changes, sustainable changes. I like to say, let's lose weight once and be done with it. Once and good, and then live your life in a healthy way, an enjoyable way, where we can just live life. You shouldn't be in a restrictive diet that makes you scared to go out to eat with your friends or go to events. Or on the opposite side of it, you're so restrictive that when you do get out and go to a social event, you end up overeating and binging. All right, you need to learn how to balance it. And again, all of that kind of stuff is addressed in my program, which is, the link is down below. We talk about binge eating, restrictive eating, tools to use to help address those behaviors as well. So, all right, guys, have a good one. See you in the next one.